Now that Elimination Chamber is finally behind us, we are back on the road to WrestleMania 41. And Triple H was not lying when he said that Elimination Chamber this year was going to turn the business upside down. And it wasn't just the very big ending of the show that turned it upside down, but I still think that there were some stuff that really is going to have a big impact on this year's WrestleMania. And obviously, with it being the final PLE before WrestleMania, that's kind of the point of the entire show. So, unfortunately, because I was not able to record a recap video for the show, instead, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the four winners from the show, and we're going to break their road to WrestleMania down the best we can. And before we get too far ahead in the video, if you are a wrestling fan and you're new around here, subscribe to the channel. That's all we post on this channel is wrestling content, specifically WWE related content. So if you are a WWE fan or just a wrestling fan in general and you are new around here, I do consider subscribing because again, that's all we post on this channel is wrestling content. So we're going to start this video off by talking about Tiffany Stratton. And while the match that Tiffany Stratton had with Trish Stratus taking on Candice LeRae and Nia Jax, while that match was okay, there was really nothing to really build off of. In the preview video that I did for Elimination Chamber this year, I thought that we were going to get Charlotte Flair coming in after the match and beating down Tiffany Stratton. Because that to me would have really felt like it was the true start to their feud and their build for their WrestleMania match. And I guess in a way their feud is officially starting because that match was most likely the end of the feud between Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax and Candice LeRae, kind of. For me, that match was used for two things. One being the end of that feud between Tiffany Stratton, Nia Jax, and Candice LeRae, and it was also used to give Trish Stratus one more moment in her hometown of Toronto. And it also is beneficial for Tiffany Stratton to prove that she can hang with a legend like Trish Stratus. And with Tiffany Stratton still being relatively new on her main roster career, Charlotte Flair is a different animal. While I do think that Tiffany Stratton will get to the level of Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Bayley, all the big names in the women's division, she's still relatively new to all of this. Let's not forget, Tiffany Stratton is only a few years into pro wrestling. So she still does have a lot of time left to her career, and the fact that they are putting her in a WrestleMania match with Charlotte Flair speaks to where WWE sees Tiffany Stratton's career going. Up next, we have Kevin Owens, who obviously defeated Sami Zayn, and is finally going to start his feud with Randy Orton. Now, kinda selfishly, I am really excited for this feud because Randy Orton is my number one favorite and Kevin Owens is my number two favorite. So for me, this is really a kind of a dream feud, and it's going to be a dream match for me at WrestleMania, which obviously isn't confirmed yet, but for all intents and purposes, it's going to be at WrestleMania. And the thing about this feud and this match is we know it's going to be good. We know it's all going to be good because we know that we get the best from Randy Orton and Kevin Owens in every feud that they get. Let's not forget, Kevin Owens managed to build a feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin pretty much by himself, and he also had to go through the whole Elias Ezekiel storyline. And he even made that somewhat watchable. And on the other side, it's Randy Orton. What else can I really say about Randy Orton at this point that we already don't know? Not only is Randy Orton one of the best all time in the ring, but he's also one of the best storytellers that WWE has to offer. And the same can be said for Kevin Owens. So I fully anticipate this feud and this match to be simply freaking incredible, and I'm so damn excited to see it. Up next, we're going to be talking about the winner of the Women's Elimination Chamber match this year, Bianca Belair. And while I did pick Alexa Bliss, which was very wrong, I didn't really see Bianca Belair winning because I thought she was going to be more incorporated into the whole Jade Cargill-Naomi feud. And the fact that she went on to win and never really got a chance to be involved in that moment a whole lot because she was in her pod still, that would lead me to believe that she's pretty much going to be left out of this feud. Obviously, I still do think that she is going to be involved in that storyline in some capacity, but I don't think she's going to have as big of an impact as I think a lot of us might have thought. As for her WrestleMania match, we know that it's going to be Rhea Ripley, but could this end up being moved to a triple threat match? I'm recording this video before the latest episode of Monday Night Raw, which is going to feature a match for Rhea Ripley's championship between Rhea Ripley herself and Io Sky. And I could really see a world where Io Sky ends up getting into this match some way, somehow. Because WWE, I think, by this point knows that we would love to see a match between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. And I don't really think at this point fans are going to care if Bianca Belair is in there or not. Because while, yes, Bianca Belair did great things for the women's tag team division, she deserves to be in the title picture fully. So I do think that it is very possible that we could end up getting a triple threat at WrestleMania. And again, this is all just pure guessing and speculation by my part because I've obviously not seen the episode of Monday Night Raw yet because it hasn't happened yet. And then we get to the winner of the men's Elimination Chamber match, John Cena. The same John Cena who has completely turned WWE and kind of all of the entertainment business upside down on one single night. John Cena turning on everybody was a surprise to me, but I did just upload a video talking about the possibilities of John Cena turning heel, and I said that they weren't zero. So while my initial gut reaction was to be shocked and surprised, I did kind of have a feeling that we were going to get a heel John Cena in this retirement tour. And as for John Cena's match at WrestleMania, we know that it's going to be Cody Rhodes, but the bigger thing is, how is The Rock going to incorporate himself into this feud? We obviously know that it is going to be The Rock and John Cena working together, which is just a crazy line to even say. But we gotta see how The Rock incorporates into this feud. Is he gonna be more hands-on and manipulative, or is he gonna kind of just sit back and let John Cena do all the heavy lifting? And another big question that should be asked is, can John Cena and The Rock work well together? Obviously, John Cena and The Rock have a very lengthy history with a lot of bad blood. While I do ultimately think that, obviously, it is going to work, I still am just curious to see how it's all going to work, how these two interact to each other. Instead of being against each other, they're together now. And two heels, and one guy who's never really been a heel. So John Cena's road to WrestleMania, to me, has the most question marks surrounding it. Because I just think that there's so many little storylines coming in to this feud that I don't even really know where to start. Because you can look at so many different things. You can look at John Cena being a heel. How's that going to be? How are we going to react to John Cena being a heel? Can John Cena and The Rock work well together? Is The Rock going to end up wanting Cody Rhodes for himself? I think that there are so many different avenues for this feud to go. I don't really think I can just pick one. So this is where I want to hear from you guys. First of all, let me know what you thought about Elimination Chamber. And then let me know what you think about the road to WrestleMania that we're on. Because honestly, I'm thinking that it's really starting to look very good. And if you disagree with any of my takes in this video, please let me know down below. I encourage everyone on here to leave a comment, good or bad. So let me know all that stuff down below in the comments. And while you're down there, swing by the description and click the Linktree link. That link will take you to all of the social medias for this channel, and I do suggest going and checking out our X page. Besides YouTube, I am most active over on X. We do updates for Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and the PLEs. And while I am always going to be available for Monday Night Raw, providing something unforeseen comes up, Fridays and Saturdays are a little bit shaky for me. For the next couple months, Fridays and Saturdays are just super busy for me, so I may not always be available to provide updates for Friday Night SmackDown, and I may end up missing some of the PLEs. But my main goal with the X page is to give a place for wrestling fans to go and talk about wrestling, especially if you're like me and you don't have a lot of people to talk to about wrestling. So if you are like me and you're looking for a place to go and talk about wrestling with wrestling fans, I consider swinging by an episode of Monday Night Raw, join in on the conversation, and maybe it's for you at the end of the day. That is going to do it for this video here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button, because both are free, both help out the channel a lot. And if you have made it to this point of the video, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to watch these videos here. As always, stay tuned for more wrestling content coming in the future. We'll see you next time.